Right, we're gonna take a look at the Habadashi level. Habadashi. It's a level about, it's a map really, where you're gonna get a, I think it's camouflage. Camouflage. Let's take a look. I did a live stream about this a little bit. There's a lot more going on now. I just wanna show some of the level design here. So you'll see there's a lot of gaps here. These have been filled. Whole level everywhere has gaps. All these little pathways going somewhere. These gaps have been filled. I think it's fillers, yeah, they've been filled. So the level's completely closed off now. There's no gaps anywhere. At least there shouldn't be. Should not be. So there's a bunch of rock meshes. I'm going to do a quick playthrough as well. I just quickly first want to explain what I'm doing here, and then there's clutter as well. Some clutter just to make it look not as boring as it probably is. Okay, let's see. So the idea is you're going to start off in the beginning area here. This is your link back to the ocean, bam, and this is your entry to the level. You're going to then make your way down this cave system here. This is going to be locked down. Where's my doors? These are all scripted doors. They're going to be locked down. You're going to receive a quest in the beginning. Then this guy doesn't have a door. You're going to move through to this area here, which will be open. Then you need to do something. I think this is the place where you do something. Yeah, this is the place. You're going to do something here. That will then lock this door and unlock this door. Then you'll move through back here, and then you need to I think you're gonna go through there. Make your way back here, and then it's back up here, back to the entry area, something like that. And let's add the clutter and the fillers back. So it's a little bit confusing. I'm kind of going for that. Confusing is good. I don't want the player knowing what he must do at all times. Not for this game. Not for this level. It's not the idea. There's going to be enemies everywhere. There's spawners everywhere. I'm going to amp it up, ramp it up, and vamp it up. Yeah, you're going to have a lot of enemies in this one. The idea is you need to use there's these little safe zones scattered across. There's not a lot of them. And you need to use that to replenish your energy, so you can hide from the guys, from the AI that's going to be chasing you. What else? Okay, the quest. I just quickly want to show the quest itself. Second time or third time, fourth time you come through here, you've already done the quest. It's not gonna trigger. So it has a parent blueprint called quest activated blueprint, which just extends actor. All it does is it gives you the ability to create objects in game that are quest activated, and by quest activated I mean a specific quest with a specific name and a specific objective index. So you can say, okay, I put something down here, I want an event fired on the blueprint if the player has received this quest and this objective has been reached at least, and it will fire. And then you can specify a deactivate as well. So if a specific objective has been reached within the same quest, the deactivate will fire. If you're currently entering this area with another quest active, the quest will not fire. This is not an RPG. You're not going to be doing a billion things at the same time and hoard up a bajillion side quests or any crap like that. This is not that game. This is just single quest at a time. This is the idea. You do one quest, you finish it off, you're bam, you're done. Okay, so this is gonna give you that ability. So that blueprint here, this extends that quest activated blueprint. What this guy really does, there's a lot of stuff happening here, but there's a trigger. Let's see. Let's forget about the trigger for a second. Let's go to the begin play. What do we do here? In the begin play, we find all actors with a specific tag called door, and you'll see I've tagged these guys here throughout the level. I don't want to minimize this. I'm just going to move it off to the side. These guys all have, there's only 3 doors in this level. They've all been tagged. You see their door, right? So in the begin play, and this is obviously dropped in the level once, we're going to find all doors. And then we just do some hard-coded stuff here. The first time I know which doors need to be open and closed. And then all that happens is this guy is set to never deactivate. It will activate on 0. So once you receive the quest, specific things are going to happen. Where's the activate? I don't even use the activate method here. I use the tick. Don't I? What do I do? What do I do? Yeah, I don't think I use that event. Okay, so I default to a specific configuration when you receive the quest. Then there's going to be a point where you actually find the thing you're looking for in this particular quest, which is, we'll do a quick playthrough if I can. Yeah, it's going to be the idea. Then you're going to fire this trigger pickup here. When this trigger pickup fires, and the trigger pickup has been, move that to the side, you'll see the trigger pickup. Trigger pickup. Where are you? Down here, right? The trigger pickup there. So once you enter that little trigger pickup area there, the overlap event will fire. It's only overlapping on the pawn. And then is this the trigger pickup? Yeah. And then what we're doing here is we're just doing some checks in case an AI excuse me. In case an AI accidentally triggered the pickup, we just want to make sure it's only the player character that triggers it. Then we can say, okay, cool, you've completed this objective. And we just simply destroy a few things. Destroy a few components. What else? I'm gonna hoping I set that value somewhere. Oh wow, it's happening here. Yo, this is a messy method. So in the event tick, let's ignore those for a second. We come in here. This is all this is doing is just opening and closing doors. We'll get to that in 1 second. But when that's finished, this is happening in the tick, every tick, and I think this thing ticks every. Okay, yeah, it's using interpolation, so it's ticking every frame. We check. Have we got objective index 0? And if we have, we just do some stuff here and set the doors on specific. Let's see. Geez. So this is just making sure that we've received the quest. We've got the quest and it's active. I'm a little bit hacking here, but it's fine. So then we're just getting the player, checking if it's valid. Checking, does he have a valid quest currently? We get the current objective, and I know this quest only has to remember this blueprint is only going to be used in this level. So this blueprint has this quest has 3 objectives. The first one, so this is just setting door float values here, right? Door 1 pause, door 2 pause, door 3 pause. Another way that you could implement this would be you could make each of the doors quest activated objects. Which may have been probably much easier now that I think about it. But okay, So these are setting float values. So 1200, the default position is open, so 1200 means closed. So it's moving 1200 positions locally down. On objective index 1, a different configuration than on 2, right? So it's opening and closing doors based on which objectives you've completed. Keeping in mind, if you've already done this quest, none of this stuff is going to happen, and this thing is simply just going to deactivate. And that's already handled by the parent blueprint. Okay, the default behavior for completing the quest is this trigger here, the escape trigger. Now the escape trigger has been placed back in the starting point, but the trick to the escape trigger is it's deactivated by default. Oh, we're going too fast. It's deactivated by default. So this trigger sphere here does nothing until you've reached objective, the next objective after receiving the quest. Then it will set the generate overlap events to true, and it's going to ensure that you have camouflage unlocked. You may have already got camouflage unlocked. No, you won't, because this is the only way to get it in game. Then you've cheated. Cheater. Stop cheating. It would have been nice if I gave you a little message here. Ah, okay, cool. That's happening in the quest itself. Right, then in the the last objective, it's just playing with the door values. Okay, so before all of this, in the same event, the event tick, I've created this method here, actor interp function, that takes in an actor, a position on the Y offset, and then an original position which is cached, I think, in the event play. Yeah, so it's cached in the event begin play. And then what this function does is just simply interpolates to that value. Every tick, right? So we're passing in the delta time here. If it's valid, we get the actor, right? This is a little bit sneaky. I could have used a group. I could have just added that scene object to a group and manipulated the group, manipulated the child of that group. Or I could have created a blueprint and just passed in a value on the blueprint. You know, there's many different ways to do this. But because I know the orientation of the door and I keep it the same in game, let's prove that statement. So let's see. Green is going down. What is Y? I think that's Y. So it's red, green, blue, X, Y, Z. So X is right, Y is down, and blue is in. I'm not saying in game, I'm saying for this object. And let's look at number 2. It's the same thing, right? You can see green is pointing down. Where is this door? There we go. Green is pointing down. Sorry, the default is all doors open. And here again, you can see the green there. Green is down. This is really hidden, right? You can see it's pointing towards me there. It's down, right? Where were we? Okay, so it's to get the Y axis in this case is you call get actor right vector. I think it's get actor up vector. Yeah. X, Y, Z. I think it's Y is up vector. Anyway, right, then it just simply multiplies the target offset that you specified there, and then it adds it to its original location. But remember, this is all world space. And then if we're almost there, within a, what is the epsilon value of about 1 unreal unit, we don't do anything. But if we're not, we just simply do a vector interpolation, right? And we just interpolate from our current actor location to the destination location, which was the actor right vector scaled by that float, and then we just simply added that to the original location, passing in the delta time and specifying a speed of 1. In other words, it's going to be really, really fast. Really, really fast. 1 second. Sorry, I had to do something there. That's life. Yeah, so that interpolates from the original location where the door or whatever actor you pass in here to a new location scaled by a specific offset using the right vector of the scene object, right? And we're using, I think we're using these variables here. So how did we hook up the door in the scene to this variable here? Because clearly we're passing in a variable here. How did we hook that up? It happens in the begin play. And all I simply do is I just, remember where I did that little actors with tag lookup? I simply set them as variables here. So there's door 1, door 2, door 3, based on the door tag and based on the actual object name. You can use the object name. You shouldn't use the display name. And it's safe in this case because it's not dynamic content. The door's not going to change, the name's not going to change. I haven't tested this in the final build. We'll see. But I'm going to test it right now. I just want to show you guys one more thing. Let's just get back to the starting area. Doesn't matter. Well, actually it does, because there's no player start here. Starting area. This is the, what is this? No idea. I want to show you the quest itself. Habadashi. So the Habadashi quest itself consists of two objectives. Once this objective completes, the game is complete. The first objective says explore. That's all it does. I don't think it does anything. It just says explore the Habadashi and discover its secret. Okay? It does nothing. The completion is handled by that trigger that I just showed you. Little, if you can remember. You can't, sorry for you. Right, the second objective for this guy is escape. And that's also handled by a trigger. But there's a little. So where's it? Oh, well, I thought there was a message. Oh, here we go. Okay, so in the description, I've actually done that. Once this objective becomes active, I actually asked the player to go to his skills menu and unlock his camouflage. Okay. A little bit lazy, a little bit sneaky, I guess. And you get some XP and you get some skills once you've completed this quest. 1 skill point and some XP. Okay. I'm gonna do a quick playthrough. Let's see. I should show one more thing. So you'll see currently here it looks very barren and empty, and when I run it, it's not going to be, there's going to be a lot of stuff, coral and sponges, and there's going to be critters and all of that. This has all been shown in previous videos. I'm using custom spawners that I wrote, and you'll see they're scattered all around. See these generate spawners here. I'm just going to highlight. I'm not going to highlight them all, just a few of them. See if you can see them. Let's see if I hide ArchViz. And we hide VFX. Hide VFX. There's all those little yellow things. All of these are called generate spawners. Now they're scattered all around the level, and they're gonna get kicked off by this thing called this begin procedurals. And all this does is it just uses RNG with a seed, so it's always the same in the baked game, and in the editor it will be might be a little different depending on the seed, but it's going to populate the world, whatever geometry it can bounce off with. Right, it's going to just populate the geometry with sponges and coral and rocks and things like that. So I'm going to kick this off. Start the what am I doing? Start the game from this level, and let's see. Ooh, what are we doing? 19 minutes. We'll see how far we get. Okay, there should be audio now. I'm hoping it's not too soft. Someone's already attacking me. So bam, there I've received the quest. It says do something. There's the text, the familiar text. Alright, let's go do something. I'm just gonna move away there because they're gonna bite me. You'll see now magically there's a whole bunch of stuff here. There's sponges and Petri assets. This is all been shown in previous videos, so I'm not going to show that again. Right, I need to try and remember, I need to go left here, and by left I mean, is it this way? I think it's... And I get disoriented very, very quickly. And use those little safe zones. I'm going to put a lot more AI here in the final. Okay, so that one's closed. We're not going through there. And I think the next one is just going to go back to where we came from. I'm just sticking to the walls here. Let's see what the is this going? Is this where I came from? Can't remember. I'm just going to go in here and see what happens. Stop chasing me. Doesn't look familiar, but who knows? Maybe we're just going back to the starting area now. No idea. Yep, starting area. Well done. Great. That's what happens when you lose your orientation. As far as I remember. Maybe I'm wrong, you have to go here. Yeah, no, okay, so it's not there. Oh, maybe it's over there. You can use the safe zone here to hide away from these guys. Oh. Okay, let's see, where am I? Okay, so it's not there. Oh, it's hidden. There. Definitely hidden. Good. Is it here? No. Is it? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Ah, there it is, I got it. And let's just lose this guy. I call his buddy. Now there's two of them and he's shooting fire stuff at me. I'm gonna try and lose them in here. Oh man. Oh, okay, chain's here, so. Okay, I lost him. And I have no idea where I am. Ooh. I'm not gonna do a whole playthrough, we'll do that in another video. Okay. So this isn't the bolt. Oh man, already going for me. I'm gonna just head on over to the safe zone here. Oh, he's coming. Okay, now he's got his little buddy. Where's the safe zone? Oh, here we go. They should leave me alone. Gonna move to the back here. Yeah, so there's gonna be some. So there we go. The next thing has been unlocked. So I'm just gonna go to my skills menu, and now I should be able to unlock this guy. And now I can use camouflage. Even while you're visible or being hunted or chased, you can. Let's see, come on. Let's see where. Oh man, he's using speed. So I'm just holding the power button, releasing, and bam, invisible. Now that doorway I came through is now locked, so I can't go back there. I have to find the other way, but I'm not going to do that now. We'll do it in another playthrough. This was just the level is finished. I want to do another work on other things. And yeah, like I said, there's going to be some announcements coming soon regarding some cool events. Let's kill that off. regarding some cool events and some channel changes, I'm going to move away from my personal channel and move over to a company channel, corporate channel, whatever you want to call it, our studio channel. I think that's the way to go. Alrighty. What's the how do I do this again? Yeah, there we go. Thanks for watching.